Hello everyone, MFPallytime here. Welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3. This may be the final episode of our Grimgore campaign, but that doesn't mean that there isn't drama. In fact, in every direction, we have problems at the moment. Our longtime neighbor and friend only when I have money has decided that he's going to declare war with me with his vassals. Kolek is officially taking territory from me as well. We lost granite spikes as the turns rolled over. I do have an army somewhat nearby to address this problem, and we're going to start walking him home now. But as you can see, it's quite a ways. Even with underway, it's going to take me some time to get here. Best case scenario, Karen literally just starts ripping it south through all of these buildings that I don't care about. But if he does that, we are going to lose quite a bit of our economy at the same time. So I'm going to go to Blizzard Peak. This is in my capital settlement, so we can use all of the same recruiting powers that we had before. Why isn't this built into something? You build this. Actually, how much money did that cost? I might need to take that back. We're going to recruit a lord here. It's just going to be an orc war boss, preferably one that I don't have to pay too much for. These guys are pretty low level, though. Maybe we should... No, that's fine. We'll just send it a level 2. It'll be okay. So Slagger is going to reside inside of Blizzard Peak. We are going to recruit many units into his army right now, and hopefully be able to defend this push as it comes our way. This army isn't super scary or anything. They do have some... Okay, it's actually more accomplished than I thought, but I still think we can deal with that. The idea here is that Oromo doesn't really have that great of an army. So when he gets back, I'm just going to transfer some of these units over to him, and then he can continue on his war rampage. Meanwhile, down in the Cathay territory, this damn dirty rat has been causing us some trouble. This is Clan Eshin. They've decided to declare war on me. I mean, I guess I get it. We have been causing all kinds of trouble for the Skaven folk over in our Badland Desert. But these guys were almost completely wiped out of the game. They were allied with someone that I was friends with, the Dark Elves over here. I wasn't expecting to have any more conflicts with them. And the fact that they are retaking territory right now is not a good sign. But this territory ultimately doesn't mean too much for me. It's really not that big of a deal. We're not at war with these Dark Elves yet, but it certainly seems to be going in that direction. We could pay them off, or we could just let this begin to happen. Like I said, ultimately, our main objective is achievable in this session without doing that. And that means all eyes are on Grimgore. 16 turns left on the wall. Grimgore is residing inside of Mount Silverspear right now. We are going to underway him to the World's Edge Archway. We are allies with the Crooked Moon. Grimgore's goal is to reach the top knots as fast as possible. If these top knots reside in the game, then my long victory campaign cannot be achieved. These guys came back because of a rebellion, believe it or not, just cropped up again, even though we wiped them out. Other than that, just 5 more settlements to go, and we have a really great campaign. Honestly, I had such a good time with this one, and I hope you guys did too, in the record books. If you guys would like to pitch me which race or faction I should play next, make sure you leave that down in the comments. I do have some that are at the top of the list. I don't want to disclose it just yet, but a lot of people have been asking if we're going to do another campaign, and I would love to. This is my favorite game right now. This is my favorite series I make right now, and I just pour all of my love and passion into it. I hope it shows. I hope you enjoy it. So, we got to figure out this desert situation. Clan Rictus does have one more rat roaming around. They also have one more settlement somewhere roaming around that I'm not currently aware of. If we do a peace treaty with these guys, it will help our relations with the other rat over there. You know what else will help our relations, though? If we just literally kill them and get them out of the game. Nurgle is coming over to help with some of this conflict. Let me get Grizguts on the ground and see if I can march over to this rat. He may just be slightly out of range, and in fact, all of these rats are kind of positioned to be slightly out of range. Ugh, they're always toying with me, bro. They never Stop. I am going to march Argor down and have him stand next to the Black Fortress. We are going to take Arafulatif out of underway stance and get him inside of a building. Hopefully healing up soon. We do have some problems, though. The attrition damage that he is taking, as well as what's going on in the Sentinels, has been done. It's been caused by a plague. So they are not currently healing, and if the Black Fortress does get hit, it is going to suck. So we're going to keep Zuck kind of in range of everyone else. I don't quite, I'm not a super big fan of my positioning here, but all in all, it's okay. And we're not going to spend too much more money on recruitment because we need to make sure that Slagga has enough money to keep him rolling. This is actually going to get kind of sketchy. It may be worth it to try to sell off some territory to our Crooked Moon friend. For instance, I don't need Grom Peak. Let's see if he wants it. Oh, I can't sell Grom Peak. I can do Crookback Mountain, which is in my desert. I don't want to give that one up. Darkhold, which is in my desert. And Mount Silver Spear. Where is that? Okay, I'm going to do it just because I need the money. However, we're actually not that far away from Confederation. So that may not be... I'm going to do it. Would trust my instincts. Yes, 15 grand will be more than enough to defend what we have going on back at home. I don't need this settlement. It's technically in the mountain range, and it's going to our only friend that we've had in this campaign. I don't feel bad about that trade at all. Also, Grimgore just stopped in there for the night and made sure everything was okay prior to getting here. And with that, turn 100 of our campaign has been concluded. Clan Rictus reaches out. Is it for a peace treaty? Is that what this is? I got a place you could shove that. Clan Rictus decided to attack, and it looks like it's going to be a close defeat. I don't see any way that I can make this a less close defeat. They got some pretty gnarly units. And Clan Rictus retakes territory on the western side of the desert. Oh, central side of the desert. We could deal with that. We got people nearby. They didn't even take it. They just roughed it up. Oh. Oh, this guy is actually pushing into more buildings than I was expecting. This is kind of my gateway to the east, and he just took it over. Again, it was never in my intention to hold any part of Cathay's territory, but still, I thought we had a good thing going there. I really did. I felt good about that agreement. Well, Grizzgut's moving away. Did give these guys an opportunity to start regrouping? Clan Rictus is to our west. Artifulatif still seems to be cursed, but we do have quite a lot of money at the moment, so I'm going to recruit even more Black Orcs. Initially, it was my plan to only field what we were planning on transferring over to the other guy, but with the amount of money that we have right now, I could at least get an army marching. We can maybe hit the challenge stone and maybe just take Kolek out of the game. With 2 marching armies here. We do still need to get Oglok back home. Easiest way to do that is hopefully underwaying, but no, we're still a little too far. He's going to continue his march back home now. I am trespassing, which these guards aren't going to like, and that's already deteriorating. I don't want any more war, so I'm going to offer them a hefty payment as a means of saying I'm sorry for walking over your lands. Another thing we could do is just sell off some of this territory to them. These guys can't underway, so if they want to attack, I like this plan. I like this plan instead. There's no reason to be greedy right now. I don't need this. I don't need this at all. And, wait a minute, who are these guys? Who are they faction? Who do they like?
My warhounds haven't eaten in days.
Yeah, we're chilling. They don't like anyone I'm at war with. Let's trade them a settlement. I'm going to give them this small one off to the side. Oh, that might be the capital. It's okay. How much you gonna pay me for it? That is not enough money? Never mind, this plan sucked. Hey, sorry I trespassed. Here's a medium gift.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to start to be a little offensive here in the southern part of our desert. I'm going to march Grizguz far to the west, and he's going to start to backcap some of this territory. We have a lot of clan Moors just kind of pinned here in this area, and Kugath is on the way over to actually help sandwich these guys in here. So I'm going to try to do that. We also do need to deal with Clan Rictus taking our territory. Easiest way to do that is going to be to march into Darkhold and make sure they do not go back in for a secondary attack. We're just barely short, but maybe we'll be able to fight. Hopefully we don't have any problems with being in march stance there that come back to bite us. Speaking of march stance, we're going to send Zoc Spider Killer off to the west as well. He's going to join Grizguts in that push. And I'm going to keep Ardafulatif right here. We do have some recruiting. You know what? It might be time to get rid of Arda's army. As much as I don't want to do that, he does have some pretty good siege equipment here. Let me get rid of these 2 units, maybe. Yeah, I think that's fine. We'll kick those guys out, try to merge these armies together a little bit, and get those regiment of renowned catapults ready to go. Well, nice knowing you guys. Take care. Thank you for being here. I need more money per round anyway. This is nothing personal. I cannot afford you. You're so good at your job. I can't do it. If we march west, we might be able to cut off Clan Rictus as they go, but I think southwest is going to be the better idea. And hopefully this is defended for the time being. There might be one more Clan Moors here. I may have just lost track of them, but I kind of think they fell back to Grimgore in the Western Mountains. How do I get further? March takes me there. Walk takes me there. We are going to underway towards the top knots who are encamped right outside of Mount Gunbad. Next turn, we will be able to attack them.
Tonight.
Are we at war? Oh man, I'm gonna lose all of my stuff to the east. That kind of sucks. I wanted those guys to be my friends. I really suck at making friends. They didn't even move. Come here. We're going to war. Come here, little top knots. Don't go too far. Oh, don't go too far. Grimgore's been walking for so long.
Attack.
Oh, they're just out of range. Oh my god. We are going to move Argor into attack range by Grizguts. Just get him as close as we can. Looks like right about there. Yes. Grizguts is going to wait for his friend to get here and then walk into the fortress of Vorag. It has a little Skaven corruption there. Oh no, who could it be? Just weak little garrison rats against literally 4 stacks of orcs. How could you possibly stop it? Ugrok is going to continue the pursuit of Clan Rictus, marching right behind them. If they return to their base, I think Ugrok, his army's okay. We might be able to fight them on their own home turf. Zoc Spider Killer is going to return to the Black Fortress because it looks like Treb is moving towards us. Kugath has taken territory, but Clan Moors is kind of scattered all over the countryside after he did that. We're also in a pretty decent position to potentially catch this army as they retreat. And then Clan Moors had 4 armies here at one point. It's looking pretty bad for them. And I would imagine this is the majority of their marching army, considering how expensive my marching army down here is to fund. And we have a pretty strong economy, all things considered. Even though I've been broke all the time, we do have a lot of income. I'm just spending it. Oh, I'm gonna miss him. I really like saying his name. Is gonna underway through there. He's still like 6 turns away from the conflict here. I'm actually really glad I started recruiting. Now we are gonna start to hemorrhage money every turn, but I think 16 Black Orc is a pretty good. Maybe that's too many. Hold on. Let me get some catapults in here. Those will take a couple turns. Oh, we can get a big spider in here. That'll take a couple turns. Do I not have the rock guys unlocked yet? No, we do not just yet. Okay, so this army's actually looking absolutely terrifying. And we might even be able to march up to the Everchosen and put it into that conflict as well. Even though there's been no conflict and it's all just in my head, it's still important to me. That concludes my turn. I feel like we're inches away from battle every single round, and I just can't quite reach it. I am thinking about selling some of this territory off to the east over to Nurgle. I didn't want to be his friend. He gets me sick all of the time. You guys know I'm literally sick all of the time IRL. I don't want that in game too, but if he can defend the east better than I can and all of his armies are here, then that's probably a good idea. Also, arguably more importantly, Clan Morse, don't tell me you want a peace treaty. No way am I giving you a peace for 900 gold? Who do you think I am? We have a Pyrrhic victory. All right, Clan Eshin, settle down, okay? Just settle down, all right? I'm gonna eat you. They're probably gonna attack again. We are gonna lose that territory. Well, that was just kind of funny that they walked into it like that. Wait. Okay, that's next turn. They're encircling. Bro, this guy actually has so many marching armies. Crap. Reichland is reaching out.
If I don't like what you say, Mork will be eating your guts tonight.
Are you sure? You're already at war with a lot of people, all right, that's fine. The Wargrove of Woe continues to push east, and they are taking more of the mountain away from me as they go. This guy's so close to Grimgore, though. I hope he's ready. Well. What do we have here, boys? Seems as though Top Knot tried to use the underway to sneak by Grimgore, but he saw it coming. And now this entire Savage Orc army is meeting us head on in the underway. I don't think we'll have too many issues here at all. Funny enough, Top Knot is my favorite faction to kill. I went after them in my very first campaign when I first tried the game out, and I don't know. Ever since then, it's been one of my favorite pastimes. I can't get over it. This should be pretty straightforward. We do kind of have a flanking army here. Let me give these guys a control group. This will be my group 5. Catapults are kind of positioned okay, along with our big rock here. Everything else is mostly going to be pushing in, though. Let me just get everything selected. I am also very intrigued to see what this Wyvern can do on the battlefield as well. We'll send in group 5 on the left. Seems as though our rock buddy's already slinging some stones. That green fire heading down toward the Savage Orcs. It looks like that was a miss, though. They managed to reposition. Enemy Lord is level 2, so this should not be too much of a challenge for us. I don't see too many ranged characters either. There's a couple archers strewn about here and there. I don't know what these are. Oh, our orc boys. We're fine. Boar boys. We're fine. So if the catapults can just start ripping apart these grouped up enemies here, we should be okay. I'm going to save the Wyvern for now, and we'll have him jump onto maybe these archers once lines clash. Another thing we can do is just summon in some baby spiders on those archers in the back as well, hopefully before my arachnid takes too much damage. Actually, they're getting focus fired. Let me get them out of there. Move them off to the right. They'll be fine. We're going to start by ripping into some boar boys on the right side as the lines are beginning to clash. Our archers are a little too close. Let's reposition them. See, here's the problem, though. I do have a lot of boars in my army, and they're not really able to flank in a position like this, but the right side's kind of looking like it's opening up. Let's see if we can get a summon in now. I also want to have one of my artillery. No, let's not have artilleries focus that. Let's just have the dragon head on in. Meanwhile, Grimgore has been overseeing this for the time being, but he has spotted his target. Arachnid getting a little too close for my liking again. Let's summon in some baby spiders right underneath our feet. That should peel for us once they get in here. Summoning those in right on the enemy lord as well. Okay, the boars are going to head to the back line and just start hitting anything that they can. Archers are doing a great job. We'll have them focus the enemy leader, and Grimgore is running in now as well. Wyvern on the back line doesn't have any abilities, but should be pretty good at beating up archers. It looks like a lot of these archers have pulled out axes now, though, And he is a pretty big target in there by himself. So we are going to need to route some of our boys on board back to assist this as well. Grimgore has locked eyes with the enemy leader, and let's just say things aren't going well. He's going to explode with this new armor ability, increase his damage, reduce the damage of the enemy, and then increase his damage even more. The Wa's almost here as well, but as the spider arrives, it looks like that's going to break the enemy's will to fight. And that's just how strong Grimgore is. And there you have it. The top knots officially wiped out. We're also going to use that treasury option because we need some money. Only 87 factions remain, and I only need 4 more settlements for our victory. Grimgore is far from done, though. Getting into underway stance yet again. We're going to jump to this side of the mountain. Grom Peak was just taken from me by these wood elves that have been relentless. Their marching army is inside of this spot as well, and I'm ready to fight them. They do have a lot of really large units in here, but with any luck, our Wa will just overtake them anyway. Looking down to the south of our desert now, we see Clan Moors retreating rapidly. Bone Gulch has been taken by them in the past. Clan Rictus is actually trying to raid me right now. They know that they're just out of range. What if I underway next to them? I was hoping they would spot me and try to fight me. Be my way of tricking them. Zoc Spider Killer is within potential range of one of these rats. He would have to underway there to do that, and that's just out of range. They keep literally managing to position perfectly. I can't do anything about it. I can't stop them. I'm gonna give this away to Kugath. That'll unite one of his regions. I'm sure he'll like that, actually. Let me do that.
Worry not. The Nurglings are locked in their chamber.
Navi Gorge, how much would you pay me for that, Kugath? What does that look like to you? Or we can have a military alliance. You know what, buddy? Let's do it. Can you pay me too, though? Thank you.
Grandfathers.
Thank you, Kugath. I feel safe with you, honestly, watching over the Cathay area. That makes me feel a little bit better. I'm not going to lie. That's probably going to make a lot of people mad that we're in a military alliance with them, but luckily for us, we won't be here to see the consequences of that. Grizguz and Argor are going to continue their siege. We're just going to move down here southwest and stay within range of one another. At least that's the plan. I hope that's in range. If this guy falls back to attack me, Grizguz should be able to hold that line. His army is pretty strong at the end of the day. Pretty scrapped out at the moment as well. Meanwhile, I'm not going to move Zoc Spider Killer. We're going to keep him here and make sure that our recruiting hub stays in our hands. I feel as though that's pretty important at the moment. We have 726 weapon strength on Grimgore right now. That feels like a lot. Ugruk the Orobo continues his walk back home. Meanwhile, we have been approached by one of the heroes that we are at war with, not the main army, so it should be fine. We need a few more units to round this group out, and they are getting pretty expensive. So maybe we can get some ranged units, although, you know, why not just get another big spider? And that's going to conclude turn 103. I'm very curious to see what this wood elf does now that he actually has someone standing up to him over here. I think he's going to run. Oh, Nurgle has approached this ruin with Clan Moors inside, and he's using me to reinforce his attack. It says a decisive victory, but this actually looks super cool. I want to see it. If nothing else, this will give us a pretty good look at Kugath's army and what they are all about. Bro, these chariots are freaking me out. These also look like poison hounds, some slow-moving abominations in the front, and some even scarier units behind. Whoa, this looks like Urgot. Bro! Now, Kugath himself is actually pretty cool. We have fought with him before, believe it or not. We'll just go ahead and start deployment here. I mean, I don't have anything to do. But he is kind of a siege vessel of his own. So even though the battle's just beginning, he should be able to start attacking these enemies if he wants to. But it looks like he may be going for a more defensive option here at the beginning. Clan Moors isn't holding back at all. They are charging headstrong into the enemy, and they are well within range of Kugath and potentially some of his siege machines, as we are starting to see projectiles falling on the left side. Wow, these slingers almost had their leadership broken in an instant, and they're already rethinking their positioning, but still well within Kugath's range. Another barrage coming in now. Here it is, landing directly on target, leaving a body of rats in its wake. This guy's got some pretty good accuracy. I am seeing some stuff being summoned in over here. It looks like they brought in some rats to try to dissuade Kugath, or maybe buy them a little bit of time. Look at these toads moving in, dude. Bro, this is nightmare fuel. This entire army is nightmare fuel. More siege projectiles heading towards our rat friends on the other side. I'm still not in this fight yet. I imagine we'll be entering pretty soon. Yeah, within the next 30 seconds. We also have Clan Moors reinforcements coming in from the side that we're next to, though. So we should be ready for this. We kind of want to move in on them right away. Chariots are getting into the thick of things as some of the poisonous hounds run forward as well. Let's see how good these chariots are. Looks like a bit of a miss micro there, sending them into your own units. But hey, I'm not one to question the Plague Master. He works in mysterious ways. Well, not only is this going to be our marching army, our WA is also set to join us as well. So we're going to be very, very strong here. Let's start to move our units directly towards these reinforcements as fast as we can. Looks like some of these trees might get in our way, so I'll try to like line up right over here or something. And then our lords can take the line directly in front of them, getting ready, maybe behind them, getting ready for any kind of spell usage. Oh, this army does have our pump wagons, so we can select these and start sending them in directly at the enemy, hit them from the side. And as we're doing that, we can also set up our siege. What are these things called? I'm totally blanking. Doom divers. Set those up to go after the enemy. However, it does seem leadership across the board is wavering as Kugath is moving in on the main army for the Skaven right now. He still has plenty of ammunition left as well. He could continue to siege these guys for quite some time. And speaking of siege, he's moved Urgot over to fire at the reinforcements, joining us here on the side. I was planning on plowing right into these guys, but it does seem as though that they are kind of ready for that. Let me pull a few of our Black Orcs over and just kind of fill up that gap, make sure nothing too crazy gets by. We also have a large number of our WA arriving here in style, and we're going to set them up to just once again be a wall in front of our catapults here. Once the Black Orcs get into position, we'll start to push into this enemy faction pretty hard. In fact, we can already begin to do that as some spearmen have gotten a little too close. Over here on the left, it looks like they are summoning rats to try to slow us down. That's not going to do too much. I'm going to start to send my leadership up. Maybe not. We'll hold them here for the time being. I am feeling kind of cooped up over here in the corner. I quite simply have too many units right now, to be honest with you. We do have a line of archers that we can line up next to our siege vehicles. These guys shouldn't last more than a second here, and they're even summoning in rats on our leadership as well. We're going to cut right through those guys. That's no big deal. Rather than beating around the bush, I'm just going to tell some of our Black Orcs to go directly for those enemy leaders. If we can kill the leadership, they won't have anything left. I am taking a bit more damage over here than I thought, as our Black Orcs we're getting sieged by our own Doom Divers. Boys, friendly fire, be careful, aim further back. What are you doing? Oh, we are starting to see our Black Orcs move. Let me get some of my trolls ready as well. We're going to make it so these units have more leadership and can cause terror. That's a big buff for them. Let's just get them swinging on the closest unit right away. Then let's move up and start to suck the life out of the Skaven leader as well. We can also just cast a leadership debuff with our other troll hag and really start to hammer in the fact that these guys are screwed and they're gonna feel it. Not only are the Black Orcs causing terror with every swing, but these spells are ripping their leadership away at the same time. And we almost see this Skaven, there it is, break the moment those spells hit. Well, let's not stop there. Let's reduce the armor of every enemy here. Once that goes off, these Black Orcs once again are going to start moving towards the other standing leadership. They're going to get another damage buff cast on them. Wow, we have a lot of Winds of Magic. We're going to also suck the life out of Mormal, the Master Assassin. Assassinate that, my dude. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought, my dude. You know what, Nurgle? I don't know. I'm so hesitant to this. Every fight I've been in with you has been awesome. Thanks, bud. Thanks for bringing me in here. Now, that's a decisive victory. I get that. But was this a victory for Kugath? It looks like it was. So this doesn't even count for me taking settlements. However, we did cut down to size so much of Clan Moors. They are my WA target, don't forget. We can start really marching west here, hopefully. And it looks like Kugath is actually defending his own lands pretty well here, too. He's got a few armies ready to march. This guy in the middle of his territory might be a bit of a problem, but I would also imagine that Kugath has a fair amount of attrition damage that he's going to be giving to his enemies. You know, the whole plague idea. You guys aren't doing too well on these sieges, are you? We wiped out the whole thing. Give me money. Well, I've never seen an arena quite like this one before. It's almost like an underway battle, but in super dense forests. Wonder if this is a Wood Elf specific thing or something. This is very interesting. Now, we have fought these guys before, and we did run into some problems with just how strong these bears were. I underestimated this army last time. I do not intend on making that same mistake again. We have a pretty good wall here, and I'm going to hold it. I am not going to move forward. We are going to wait for our reinforcements to... They're hitting my strongest units for free across the map. How did they do that? Was that just a spell? Should I be worried about that? Okay, we are going to make some adjustments. These catapults are going to get in range now. That way we can at least defend against whatever the heck that was if it happens again. The bears are starting their slow march towards us. Never mind, it's not slow anymore. They're picking up some speed. And it looks like they have some units going through the woods over here as well. Giant spiders approaching on the right side. They are in catapult range now. Let's see how long they last. Our catapults aren't actually set yet. I'm going to move the big guy over here and he can start taking aim. One thing we can do to slow these guys down as well is just summon in some spiders. My spiders go fight their spiders. We can only do this ability so many times, and it's kind of meant to peel for your army. But if I can get these guys in catapult range, which they all are, we can also use this as just a distraction for a moment so we can start to really nail down some damage on their lines. Hopefully. Hopefully that's the play. I'm going to send my dragon in to eat some spiders. That seems like it'll be pretty easy. They're even using spells on that stuff over there. That's awesome. And it looks like these bears are charging directly into our Black Orcs, who were ready to hold the line. We're going to send the spider over to the left side to help out as well as we continue to hold. Now, I thought my WA would be coming in here as well. It looks like that is not the case so far. The enemy faction is getting pretty close. I'm going to start unleashing the boars here, I think. We're going to send them forward on the right side and hopefully flank around the majority of this army. The attacking force that kind of ran ahead is getting eaten alive at the moment. That spider doing great damage along with the black orcs on the left, and we have more guys charging in now. I'm not going to move them. This is their charge defense. If they're standing still, they ate that no problem. And now you kill them. You eat this no problem, and now you kill them. And as they continue to approach, this pattern will also continue. The leader of the Wood Elves is on the left side. We're going to try to go over there. We're also going to pull our big rock guy back and have him hit that as well. Meanwhile, the boars will push through our own army and start to flank and deal critical hit damage to basically everyone in the back. My wyvern fled the battle. I didn't see what happened to it there, but it looks like they are finding a new place to stay. Let's summon in some spiders behind these guys just to tie them up a little bit. It looks like a lot of damage is going on here. Just double check my catapults real quick and make sure they're fine. We are going to have our archers just... Oh, shit. Boars, boars, boars! In the back, in the back! They got archers! Boars! Go, go, go! They saw it in time. They all should be able to break away. Yes, indeed, that's going to be fine. Now, Grimgore's over here already ripping and tearing. The enemy leader has nothing. Let's explode, increase our damage, increase our damage. Oh, dude, you don't even stand a chance. What are you even doing? What are you doing? Get out of here. He's going to die before he reaches the edge of the map, and it's literally 2 steps away from him. Oh, that's harsh, bud. That's harsh, bud. Do you maybe think that... Maybe, just maybe, you messed with the wrong greenskin? Okay, we're not out of the woods yet. They do have ints here continuing to deal damage. However, you know what's really good at chopping down trees? It turns out axes are really good at chopping down trees. These black orcs should do a great job there, hopefully. I want to get this guy into... What's this ability do? Oh, replenishes ammunition. Holy shit. I want to get this guy in melee mode and just have him walk over. We'll have a battle of the giants over here. We're also going to summon in some more spiders behind the ints. The boars are going to continue their attack here. And these black orcs that are kind of stepping out where they shouldn't be are going to start to flank the enemies. Okay. Well, last time we fought this faction, it was a very, very, very close battle. And I was worried that they would have more surprises up their sleeve. But it really seemed like because this was such a narrow battlefield and I was able to plug up their charge forward, that we just had a very easy time with this army. Now, this Wood Elf has been taking territory from us inside the mountain range for quite some time. However, this has been the only army they've had moving towards my territory. So it is possible that they're actually a pretty weak faction and they just found one of my weak spots. Either way, their leader is dead. And that's another victory for Grimgore. And 9,000 gold gets added to my pocket as well. I think the reason the feral wyvern fled is if its health gets too low, it can frenzy. And maybe it just took a lot of damage all at one time. I wish I saw that better. I don't understand this unit super well, but unfortunately all that happened when I was looking elsewhere. Well, we are going to eat the captives, replenish a little bit of our sustain here. Did they get wiped out? I couldn't tell. Grimgore is going to hit Grom Peak very hard now. This should be an easy victory. Yes, indeed. And then his job is pretty straightforward, to be honest with you. Grimgore is God, I have so many notifications. Grimgore is just gonna go east and retake all of this territory. Maybe even push those guys back to the Stone Age, but I don't want to talk too much crap. We're not quite there yet. Clan Rictus did run away from me previously, and they ran to this building. Can I walk there? No, so I'm going to underway and hope they reach out and actually attack me. It looks like that was not the case. Grease Guts and Argor are continuing their push to the west. And this wasn't even... Wait a minute. Hold on, that's fishy. Build this up. That's fine. You can build that up too. I'm going to build one of those torches that can detect Skaven settlements under my building. But I guess this is what Kugath just took down. So maybe I'm being a little overly cautious. Maybe I'm just a little scared. If we underway, we can't get further. I'm going to march to the Bone Gulch. With a lot of Clanmore's walking armies dead, we should be able to just land grab like crazy, unless they start to recruit a ton. So far, anyway, that has not been a threat. And Zoc Spider Killer, once again, held on to the Black Fortress, which we desperately needed. Uglok the Horrible continues his march home. He's finally made it back to the Saber Mountains. That was a mission accomplished. We killed the Skaven threat above. Clanmore has decided to lash out. What? They're getting desperate. This isn't a good look, boys. It looks like they will kill off one of my catapults if I auto-resolve. I'm not going to do that. I'll just go kill him real quick. So I'm going to set this catapult up here, and we're literally going to give it its own little entourage. Just put all these orcs around it in a circle, just to make sure nothing bad does happen to it. I think the black orcs can go kill 2 rats by themselves. I don't think that's too big of a deal. But I don't want to lose his catapult, so he's very well protected now. Everyone has their target, and it's the low health guy here, but let's not send in Argor to his death. He is, of course, riding in first on his... Is that Wolfback? Yeah, I thought it was a rat for a second. I was like, oh, that's fitting. I do have this thing, damage to a single combatant. It's a straight line skill shot, so I don't get to use it very often, or at least I thought it was a straight line skill shot. Causes damage to combatants. All right. Well, I assume it just started then. I assume it just worked. Reinforcements are here. Smash into him, my good man. And I will try to move. Oh my God, speaking of smashing, holy shit. What a hit. I wanted to do a vindictive glare on him there, but it looks like more reinforcements are being summoned in. We'll get the trolls on these guys. They'll take care of them. Lickety split. The leader's already fallen. This is just a plague rat standing in between us and victory now. And let me tell you, we're not giving up. We're gonna boost the damage of Zuck, and he's already broken the leadership of the enemy. I told you this would be no problem, and it looks like our entourage over here worked just fine. Look how much of the Crooked Moon is in one building still. Him and Belagar are just going back and forth. Are you trying to get me to do a peace? Oh, no. Okay. All right. That's fine. Okay, Belagar, whatever. I love that the border princes are still alive in this world. That makes me really happy. Oh, Kolek has been spotted in the east. He actually resurrected in the Shrine of the Alchemist and not at his capital. It does kind of change up my strategy a little bit, I'm not going to lie. And Titan's Notch has been taken by his ally. They really are sieging my eastern mountain range right now. Grimgore marched west towards Zufbar. I was hoping I'd be able to reach it, but it doesn't look like that is in the cards. The Empire does have a very large army nearby, so I hope they march out to meet me with it. That would be excellent. Perhaps an ambush stance there would have been a bit better. Also, just noticed that there are more wood elves rummaging around in the mountains, but I imagine it's rather cold for them. In order to win our campaign, we need 3 more victories on settlements. So let's count them out together. Woo, hello, Clan Rictus. 1. That's the end of Clan Rictus. We finally got him locked down. 1. As Argor moves west, this will be 2 for the Bone Gulch. Another easy auto-resolve. And unfortunately, it looks like we're slightly too far for the last one. Can you underway here yet? No, you can't. Okay, so I'm going to march Grizzguts to the west. Hopefully continue to stick it to Clan Moors. Now, we did call a Wa in on the sump pit, but as you can see, it's not glowing. In fact, I'm kind of confused because this is glowing. They're not living under that, are we? I don't know how to do a Wa on rats. It doesn't make any sense to me. So because I think the Black Fortress is pretty defended at the moment, I'm going to start to march Zuck Spider Killer's army northeast to deal with that aggression that's coming this way. His army isn't crazy good or anything, but he'll be able to slow this down. Ooh, maybe not. Maybe he won't be able to slow that down. Either way, that's where he's going. Ooh, it looks like the Crooked Moon's actually taking territory from Belagar now. These armies that have just been kind of stacking up are all moving west, but at great cost. We saw Wurzag's army actually full at one point. They've been losing quite a lot of units, but they're losing a lot of territory over to the west in general, to be fair. It seems the Empire has fled. Grimgore is going to head into Zufbar and tackle this with no difficulties. We will occupy this territory for the Green Tide yet again. And with that, this was 74. We only need one more settlement. And I can't think of a better place to hit than Kolek's Challenge Stone. The biggest threat that's been right next to our borders for this entire campaign. The threat we have been trying to fend off for 106 turns. It's gonna be mine. Well, this place is pretty well defended. I'm not gonna lie. The Black Orcs will try to hit this wall with Arachnid and Siege support, while another group of our Black Orcs try to hit another wall with a similar setup. If we can break through either of these locations, we should be good to go. Let us start the battle. I am worried about getting into this city quickly, so let's not delay. I hope I didn't make a mistake not auto-resolving this. I didn't want our last battle to be an auto-resolve. But as you can see, this enemy faction is very, very strong. Where did that shot come from? It's coming from a tower. Oh god, they have a level 3 tower over there. Let me try to aim for that with our catapult, and if they have anything similar over here, I'll try to do the same. We should be able to start getting some hits on that with our Doom Divers in no time. Okay, so as we are approaching the walls, Black Orcs are going to start to chop the doors. We're also going to send some units onto the wall itself, but not too many. Over here, we're going to see a similar thing with Black Orcs heading up the walls on either side of the gate as the rest of the crew tries to take the walls from them. We are going to start to catapult into the walls on that side as well. Has this taken any damage yet? No, it has not. But we certainly are. The Black Orcs have reached their destination. I want you guys climbing. Perfect. Let me get these arachnids out of the way. Now, these are not the Regiment of Renown arachnids that we are very accustomed to using. These... Oh, no. Please tell me you can get line of sight. If not, I'm going to send this one over. We got to be able to hit that. What is keeping this active? Can I tell? It's probably this capture point here. Yes, indeed. So we need to move for that quickly. How are we doing on the gate? It's half health already. I'm hoping the Black Orcs will be able to move through no problem. We are also beginning to take the towers here, and we need to do that quick because we are getting sieged by this wall very, very quickly. Luckily for us, our catapults are moving off to the side, and they should be safe hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. The gate still has 2,000 health left. With that swing, it should go down quickly. I noticed you guys aren't on the wall yet. What happened? What happened to that plan? You guys stopped going up? I mean, I don't want everybody up there, but it'd be nice to have some of you up there. The gate on the right, even healthier than the other side, but our Black Orcs are hitting the wall. And our Arachnids are actually giving support fire onto the battlements here, which is pretty nice. We still are not damaging this building. Let me try to get a better view and see if that'll make it better. Luckily, that is focusing... Well, maybe not luckily, but that is focusing our catapults. I think they'll be able to be a small enough target to avoid a lot of that punishment. The Black Orcs are going in along with the Arachnids on the northwestern side. Meanwhile, the gate on the southwestern side is still holding momentarily. We do have Black Orcs up on the wall doing a great job so far. We're going to get these guys inside the city as fast as we can. And once this gate falls... everyone, there we go, will be entering this city relatively quickly. The catapults still not taking any fire onto that tower, still not able to land any shots onto that tower. Not a good situation to be in. I selected a couple Black Orcs, so I'm going to take one of my spiders as well and just have them start to really push towards that back area. We're not building up a wall super quickly because we haven't been in melee combat just yet, but that will start to change as we enter the city. The walls here are going relatively okay. I hate how my units normally get stuck in areas like this. Hopefully that won't be a problem here. It does seem like these halberds are doing a pretty good job up on the wall there. And the units I was trying to push forward seem completely tied up. So we're going to have to brute force our way through this opening, and hopefully we do it sooner rather than later. Meanwhile, we're having much better luck on this side. I'm actually going to get both of these spiders selected and have them start to push west. Where is this tower being built from, though? Never mind. Go east. Just try to get over there as fast as you can. And we'll just continue to send Black Orcs forward to help assist as well. You know what? You jump in there. You go take the point. I think that'll be a-okay. Let's make sure everyone is still moving in here to the best of their ability. This catapult is still not fired a single shot onto that tower. That is very upsetting. But it does look like the tide of battle is going in our favor at this door at the very least. We are losing Black Orcs on the wall, and instead of walking through the front fucking door, it seems as though our units are fighting over which ladder they're going to use instead. I'm going to take you guys off of this because clearly you are incapable. No, they are hitting it now. Finally they're hitting it. Finally, they're hitting it. Where are these catapults? You hit it too. Shoot from there. Perfect. Wow, we actually punched a very big hole on this side. Let's make sure our arachnid continues to move. Is there an option I can turn on, by the way, that stops units from just giving up on their orders when they get slightly distracted? Because I would really like to rely on my units to get their actual job done. I think that would be so wonderful. They do have some marauders with great weapons holding up the door here, but those great weapons are falling to the ground as those units follow them. We are finally capping a point over here. This will stop some of the city siege from hitting us. We have a great surround over here on the left. I want you guys off the wall as soon as you can. They're breaking units there. We're starting to get leadership in our favor, and I want the rest of my units going over to support this side. We do still have Black Orcs on the wall that are dying. It's probably because so few of them are able to get up those ladders to assist. One thing we can do to help, though, is just pull our arachnids over, and they might be able to start to hit some units up there at the very least. We need to get on this capture point as quick as we can, but never mind. The tower has finally fallen, and it looks like this fight is going the way we wanted it to. We split up the enemy defenses just enough that I was able to start getting some advantages on this side, and now I do not think they will be able to stop me from really rolling over the rest of this city. We do want to reinforce the left side still. That's still our plan. We are kind of splitting our army here on the southwest, but I think that's totally fine. The arachnids are holding off some of the troll pushes over here. These Black Orcs should be able to overwhelm everyone, and the entire reason that they are not is because so many of them were stuck on the ladder. So here's our plan instead. We're just going to hold out on the other side of this wall. These guys are all melee weapon users. They're going to have to come down to me, and when they do, we will beat them up. The capture point on the right has been taken. Yet another blow to our enemy, and we're going to head for a central control point now with that marching army. Meanwhile, the other half of the Southwestern Force is going to try to backcap this, since we've had a bit of a hard time working our way over to it. These arachnids towering over these trolls are doing a great job of beating up all of the opposition that gets in their way. They also have some Black Orc unit friends with them now, so it's only going to get better. The Black Orcs on the wall actually won, down to just a sliver of health, 826 to be exact. They managed to beat back every force that was trying to kick their ladders off, and we have taken Kolek's capital away from him. And this place was really built up. I've never seen that many siege towers facing outside. That was scary. That feels good. That feels good to put him in his place. We're going to loot and occupy this. Now, this territory is really, really bad for me. As you can see here, Chaotic Wasteland, I'm going to really struggle to watch over any of this stuff. And even though I've taken 2 settlements this turn, it's still only giving me credit for 1. So we're going to underway you into position to take this over. I believe Clan Moors is staying here. Can I underway a second over there? No, it doesn't look like I can. But I'm going to start pushing for the Sump Pit. Ugrok is going to move west as well to support Argor. And if that wasn't my long campaign victory, don't you worry, we'll have another one lined up lickety-split. I'm actually just going to abandon this settlement, I think. I don't even want it. It's really bad for me. Slagga will not have any time to rest. He is heading for the dragon's death. And I believe this is the capital of those guys that have been messing with us. That's a decisive victory. We'll take that. Occupy. I'll probably abandon it right after this. I don't want any of this crappy land that you guys live in. Meanwhile, Argor's heading for the Sump Pit. Just get right in there, Argor. You know, we'll send in Ugrok too, because I actually do think there's a decent amount of Clan Moors in the vicinity. So let's just make sure we're not being overly confident with this push. But that's going to be a double stack with a Wa heading into the Sump Pit. And that will be a decisive victory. Hold on, maybe I'm not done. I don't know yet. Grimgore is going to head to Castle Drakenhof. Just get in there, Grimgore. It doesn't fucking matter. You'll win. It's fine. He could stand in there all he wants to. Just take another victory. And if that is not enough for my long campaign victory, which it was, by the way, the pop-up popped up and I just skipped right over it, then I don't know what will be good enough. If you guys enjoyed this series, please be sure to show this last episode some love. Hit that thumbs up button. The amount of territory that Grimgore took over is kind of staggering to me. Although we have had troubles defending it, I have been split really thin. I think a big part of that is that diplomatic relations really never got off the ground for me. The only friend I've been able to make is this guy right here. Don't forget to leave a comment down below letting me know which faction you want to see next. Even if we don't cover it next, it does help understand what you guys are interested in. Take care. I'll see you all again very soon.